Cartoon Graveyard. It is Time Lapse Friday, which I really look forward to because I really get to draw properly. And I like the fact that you can get to see my workings, how my brain works. And this is a payback to Inktober of last year. So lots of memories for me. Great way of drawing, great way of stretching your artistic muscles and just having a bit of fun and playing and see what comes out of it. But let's see what comes out of this. Meet me in there. Yeah, I'll be inside in a minute. Hoi ahoy. Welcome to Cartoon Graveyard. Here we go again. So another Friday time lapse, and I'm going back to, we're coming up to Inktober now. Inktober has a special place in my heart. I hadn't done Inktober. I think I said in the last video that I did Inktober in 2008. In fact, I don't think I said it. I know I said it. What I meant to say was I did Inktober for the first time in 2018, and which was a bit of an eye-opener for me. I've drawn for a very long time, but I hadn't drawn for fun for a very long time, and I needed a little bit of escapism when Inktober happened in 2018, and it was wonderful. If you are an artist, if you're not an artist, just have a crack at Inktober. It's just for fun. Just enjoy it and do it. Anyway, I found very quickly that what I thought was going to be a random set of pictures ended up being the most amazing, wonderful set of character pictures. And they all went very much with this character that I'm drawing here, which is Wiki, the Wild West Witch. Now, for anyone that knows witchcraft or knows the history of witchcraft, they know that Wicca is the magic, the religion behind witchcraft. And for anybody that's ever watched Will Smith's Wild Wild West with its amazing theme tune, I used to sing that theme tune to the annoyance of my work colleagues so much that I would get I would get fined £1 every time I went wiki wiki wild wild west. And I love the idea of creating a Wild West witch who is called Wiki because she's Wiki who's Wicca. So Wicca Wiki, the Wild West witch. It made me chuckle. I don't know if it's made you chuckle. It definitely wouldn't have made my work colleagues chuckle at the time. But as you can see, there's lots of things that go to it. You've seen my process again and again, so I'm not going to go over that once more. But there's a few things that design choices. When you're doing something and you're playing around and it's a character you get to make yourself, you get to really enjoy it, get to really play with it, and you can give it certain things. Now, this is, as I said, this is Wiki, and I wanted it to look as much like a cowgirl as possible. The Inktober, right? Okay, well, what? Look at this arm. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to work out the perspective of the arm, and then I realise that it's not the arm at all; it's the glove. So if you go back and look at the way the arm was going, it just didn't work out properly, and I was holding my arm up in the air. Other artists do this as well. I know, pull all the faces, do all the poses. It is quite funny doing a pose, especially when it's a pose of a female character, and you're thinking, how would I stand? And you're just hoping to God that it's only other artists that see you that understand what's going on and what you're up to, and not loved ones or your family. So this is one of my signature chickens, my signature chicks. So when I was drawing all these characters, I did this when I started drawing these chicks for the first time, and this is a homage to one of my first chickens, which was Zardos. Now, Zardos, for anyone that knows, is a wonderful sci-fi film with Sean Connery, and this chicken, it's got a squint. See, that eye went in and then disappeared because the chicken had a squint like Clint Eastwood. And But Zardos was the bravest of my chickens, and we know for a fact that Zardos actually stood up to a fox attack on my enclosure, which cost her life. But it did save the other chickens in the coop. Now, the name Zardos comes from the fact that the film Zardos is based on the Wizard of Oz, and if anyone knows their Wizard of Oz mythology, they'll know that in the Wizard of Oz, the Troll King is actually frightened of chickens, so the fact that Zardos is the Wizard of Oz, Zardoz, it seemed like a great name for a chicken when I named my chicken. Now, you can see I'm racing through this very quickly. I've done one character. I've got a whole setup. What I'm planning on doing here is drawing all the characters I drew from Inktober. So this is the Swagger Man. The Swagger Man is not the devil, not the Grim Reaper. He's a collector of souls. So that's what he does. He pulls people's souls in and collects them in bottles. So if you've made a pact with the devil and you're wondering who gets the soul, it's the Swagger Man. Maybe he is the devil. Who knows? It's left fairly ambiguous in the cartoons that I did. But you can go back, you can see all these. Follow me on Instagram. You'll find me there under Major Jack Union. He's a little bit cheekier than that First Look applied. So implied, sorry, not applied. So there you go, a little winky face while he's whispering to you to shh. So go back, yeah. So it's Major. If you go on, if you're an Instagram follower, go onto Instagram. Jack Union 1885, and you can go back and see all my old pictures. I'm pretty sure that for Inktober this year, I'll resurrect a lot of these characters. Who knows how it will turn out? I like to try and be surprised by Inktober, the messages of the day, and I didn't for these ones plan it out. But I think I'll plan a little bit more this year. I've already looked at what's coming up for Inktober 2019, and they're coming over the hill because these are the monsters you see. So what's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Yeah, it is. It's the Swagger Man being watched by Zardos, who is Wiki's wonderful familiar. And I decided straight away I don't want the cape coming over the hill. But you can see I didn't like that hand. The hand has to go. I don't draw it much better, but I'm aware that in the time limit I've given myself, I want to draw. There's a spirit in a bottle. There's a spirit in a bottle, in case anyone is wondering. That's what spirits in bottles look like. But I wanted to have a play around with this, and I wanted to put as many characters in. Now, I knew I wasn't going to get them all in. There's giants and nuns, they don't get done. But I'm doing it all from memory, because these characters became so important to me. Now, this is a troll. So I did an internet troll. I can't remember why I did an internet troll, but I did. But it was in the Wild West, so rather than writing horrible things under Instagram or YouTube videos, I'm sure none of you would do that, but rather than writing stuff under there, I had him write a little book, so he sorted things out through his book. Now, what we've got going on here is me remembering what he actually looked like. It was a slopier brow. There was a rat's tail. So once I got those thoughts in, got them down on page, you can see how it starts to pan out, and the look of it becomes a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure this is exactly how I drew him, but it's close enough. So I'm happy with the troll. The troll appears in, I think, a couple of pictures. I think there's a wanted poster of him in one of the pictures. There's definitely one of him sitting under a bridge writing poison pen letters to people. And I'm knocking stuff over here. I don't know if you heard all of that crash now. But so there you go. So we've got the troll in there. So who am I going to draw next? I've got to draw somebody else in here as well. So we've got the Swagger Man, we've got Wiki, we've got Zardos, we've got the Swagger Man, and we've got the Troll. And we have Dr. Abyss. So Dr. Abyss, I decided was going to be my mad scientist in this weird West. And what's lovely about this is the fact that it was very weird. This was almost my homage to Scooby Doo, and you'll see it's. I love the. Is it? I'm going to say Captain Cussler, who was the glowing faced suit of deep sea diving equipment that was in Scooby Doo. And I wanted that kind of look, so that's what you're going to get. You get that kind of look. But I decided he was a mad scientist. I had him delivering with eggs, like a midwife. I had him creating monsters. Here we go. Right, we're going back now because this is one of the Apocalypse names. Now, I drew an Apocalypse name very early on in the cartoon graveyard, so there's already Apocalypse names in the cartoon graveyard. We see one emerging from the vault, but they first appeared during this Inktober thing, and I had a ghost, the ghost of a beautiful schoolmarm drifting around the cemetery, who was going to head far too big. There you go, the joy of electronics. You can play around with it enough, move things around, and then retouch them. But here's one of the nice things: is you can see the lightness of the electronic pen working here. Now, something you don't normally see is me. I draw quite heavy, how I would draw normally, because you want your pen to leave a decent mark. Don't need to press quite so heavy, but it's good to have that. It's good to have that feel. So she's turned her back on them all, thinking that she's got peace at last. It's been almost a year since I've drawn them. And there you go. The first time they've ever been sent in Technicolor. Wiki, Zardos, the Apocalypse names, Swagger Man, the Troll, Dr. Abyss, and a wonderful Schoolyard Ghost. So, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure drawing for you guys, and if there's any requests, please drop them down. Support Inktober, join Inktober if that's what you'd like to do. Have a draw yourself. It's just for fun. It's what art should be. But it really has been a pleasure. Thank you. And there they all are, the characters of the Lone Star, part of the cartoon graveyard. So there you go. Wiki and the cast of Inktober 2018, residents of Lone Star, are all now part of the cartoon graveyard, well and truly. So it's becoming quite a mixed little bunch in there. I'm starting to get requests for mashups and crossovers, so maybe they'll be coming soon. Please subscribe to the channel. It's lovely to have you all on board, being able to watch what I do. It's also nice if you give suggestions. The Quick Draw Monday is when I try and do as many suggestions as I possibly can. And maybe if there's a good enough suggestion of things you would like done with the characters you're already seeing for Time Lapse Friday, then I can put those together and credit you for the idea. So once again, thank you very much for coming. As always, I know I say this a lot, but it is a pleasure. It's a pleasure to draw for other people as well as for myself. So thank you for coming to the Cartoon Graveyard. Bye bye.